Okay, so I just want to make this clear. Brie Larson is a talented actress. Every single role I've ever seen her in, she's done an amazing job. The movie Room was absolutely incredible. She earned her Oscar. And while I didn't really like Captain Marvel, I think that was a script problem, not a her problem. But also, while someone can be a good actress, that doesn't necessarily make them good with people and good with interviews, and this is why Brie Larson is hated. The reason I noticed there was a lot of people debating Brie Larson hate was because I did a video about McKenna Grace, who played a young Brie Larson in Captain Marvel, where I made a joke saying McKenna Grace was in the movie for like 2 minutes but became more likable than Brie Larson, and there were a lot of comments thinking I was bashing her, and it was nothing personal against Brie Larson, but it is just true, not a lot of people like this woman. Figuring out where the hate started really happened in 2018 when Brie Larson did the Oprah Winfrey movie A Wrinkle in Time, which was a huge failure by every standard. It cost $130 million to make, but it only made $133 million, meaning after marketing ticket splits it actually lost over $100 million, and at the same time it wasn't even a good movie at all critically, where it got bad reviews with a 43% with critics and 47% with audiences. The way Brie Larson handled the movie's failure was completely immature and actually one of the worst speeches ever in the history of Hollywood, where she said she doesn't care about the reviews of old white critics and only wants to hear from diverse critics when talking about the movie's failure. Doing that, it made her universally hated with white men, but at the same time, a lot of black people didn't actually like that she made that statement because a lot of black people saw the movie, didn't think it was that good, and didn't think that there was just this difference in opinion because of her, and they just saw her as having a white savior complex. The big one happened because a year later she did the movie Captain Marvel, which was a billion-dollar movie with Marvel, but that was really just because it was in between Infinity War and Endgame, and the movie didn't get the best reviews with audiences with only a 45% from fans. The way she handled that again was a little bit rough, where she came out saying Marvel fans just hate women and there's a bunch of immature people, so basically she just went against the fan base saying they were sexist. I think that's the case because Wonder Woman was a female-led superhero movie which did well with audiences Rotten Tomatoes. Just 2 years later, Scarlett Johansson would come out with Black Widow, which, while I don't think was a very good movie, it did really well with audiences, proving again a woman-led superhero movie didn't have to get bad reviews with Marvel fans. So while I do think sexism was a factor for the negative response on the audience score for Captain Marvel, I think the movie itself was just mediocre, especially with that stupid Samuel L. Jackson Nick Fury twist for how he lost his eye, which just made me hate the movie in general. I think for Brie Larson's hate, it comes down to her interviews, which she's really, really bad at, and we can see that here.
Would Brie Larson work out? Like, hypothetically, would I at some point? Is that like a personal attack or something? Or is that a request? Do you think I should? Yeah, I work out a lot.
Smug aura.
She also did another bad interview with Chris Hemsworth when he was saying he made friends for the next decade. She just awkwardly goes, well, we barely know each other and might not know each other after. And then she also in that same interview was saying things like, oh, she does all her own stunts, which proved not to be true. I think she's a talented actress, but just not very good in the marketing department, which is okay. Not everyone has to be. But with that, I'm Charles Prowl. Please subscribe to learn something.